Yeah, okay. So first everyone look into it. Then you all can install. First, don't parallelly install with me. First, see how we are installing and what we are setting up. So anyone faced any difficulties while downloading? Sometimes ParrotOS will be slow, but I am not. But I think this time they have fixed it in the new website. It should have been downloaded fast. So hold on. Then go to downloads. So first install the VMware. So as I said, VMware is mandatory because first install the VMware. So as I said, VMware is mandatory because it is a concept of virtualization. See, virtualization itself a technology. So where we have even jobs under virtualization, it does not comes under cyber security, but virtualization is a kind of a concept where we can use single system for multiple operating systems. So for that purpose, we have VMware is one of the software, VirtualBox is one of the software. See, in general, if I want you all to install one more operating system, you all need to buy one more laptop. Suppose if I ask you to, hey, install Windows 7, means either you need to uninstall Windows 10 or 11 right now and install Windows 7, or you should do dual boot, or you should have two laptops simultaneously. But here, that is not the scenario. In a single laptop, we need to have multiple operating systems. At the same time, Windows 10 should be live, your parent operating system should be live, and also you should be installing multiple operating systems like you should install Windows 11 or Windows 7 or Kali Linux or Parrot OS or MacBook, anything, any ISO file should be installed. For that purpose, first we need to have this concept of virtualization, virtual environment. Okay. So for that, VMware is going to help. So install VMware first. Just double click. How much RAM? No, scroll. Minimize this. Just wait. So click on next. Click on accept. Click on next. Click on install. Click on next. 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 You already have VirtualBox. Why did you install? When did you install VirtualBox? Previous class. Which class? Actually, remove that virtual box. Not now. That's why your laptop is slow. For everyone, I'm saying again, there should be no two virtual environments. VirtualBox, VMware, and hypervisor. No, only maintain one. Either it should be VMware. That's why I can see. I just understand. I was just looking why his system is behaving slow, like because I just saw VirtualBox and everything. We don't need. I mean, right now we are going with VMware. I already said with VirtualBox we will have complications. The complications are we will be unable to connect to internet. We will be unable to do some like troubleshooting. Unnecessarily, the time will be wasting there. Our job is not to learn VirtualBox here or VMware near. We are just using it for installing ParrotOS. So just after this, remove that uninstall and remove the Kali Linux files and everything. Click on next. Click on install. So everyone don't do parallelly. First listen. Then afterwards you do it because there will be some things I'll explain. How many? In this also you have VirtualBox. It's fine. It will happen. It will be done. It will be done. Like how many classes you joined there? Why did you shift? Okay. So if anyone is having MacBook, do ping me in the WhatsApp or in the chat box. I will be giving you some video instructions like YouTube video. If you can also follow same. I already said in MacBook we'll have a VMware Fusion, and here we have a VMware Workstation Pro. That's the only difference. Now click on finish. So that's it. The VMware installation is done. So now just double click on the VMware. No, close this file. Close it, not this, not setup file. Close. You can see on screen VMware. Yes. Just double click. Click on skip this version or remind me. Yeah. Make it big screen. So here you have an option, create a new virtual machine, open a virtual machine, connect to a remote server. Okay, three options we have. See, remember, virtual environment means now they will be having a separate dedicated RAM, separate hard disk, separate mouse, separate keyboard, separate internet connection. See how if you buy a new laptop, how you will have all this separately. Think like the same laptop will be now divided for multiple operating systems. The same laptop you can install right now Windows 7, Windows XP, Windows Server, So you can install MacBook if you want OS. So it's all about multiple operating systems you can install in one place. That is called concept of virtualization. So it means we are installing multiple OS. As I said, if there is no virtualization, you need to buy laptops for one for Windows 10, one for Windows 11. So in companies also, this virtualization is most successful today. They will buy 64 GB RAM laptops, or they will buy something around 128 GB RAM laptops and use in a same system. They will have a server in the same system. They will have a operating like personal laptop. So they will be using multiple operating systems as per their requirement, because instead of maintaining too many systems in one. So this concept of virtualization is helping them. So they will buy official VMware licensed tool, but here we can get 30 days. After that also we can get cracked version. Okay. So now for the purpose of installing Parrot OS or Kali Linux, we are using the VMware. Okay. So virtual machine center. So here you need to click on a first time. When you are first time creating an operating system, when you are first time installing, you need to type create a new virtual machine. Just click on that. Click on go with typical. Next. Then click on install a. So here you will have a three options. One, either you want to insert a CD DVD, either you want to insert a pen drive, or if you have an ISO file. See operating. See dot MP3 means what? What files though are? Music files. Dot MP4 means .docx means documents. Same way, .iso means an operating system file. Anywhere if you see .iso, it's an operating system file. So setup file, we OS setup file. So right now you can also see here, installer disk image in the brackets, it is showing you ISO. So we all downloaded Parrot OS ISO. Okay. So click on browse and select from the downloads. Go to the downloads. So it should automatically show you ISO file. So on the top. So just click that, open. Click on next. Just wait. Debian. Click on next. Here you give the name like Pawan Parrot OS, or no, go back. So give the name like Pawan Parrot OS, or like Prithvi Parrot OS, or like some operating. You are giving the name to the system. Or like Pawan Lab. It's anything, any name you can identify. Yeah. Just click on next. So here, this is something like hard disk space we are selecting. 8 GB is enough. Recommended is 20 GB. Yeah, just give 20. It's already 20. Yeah, it is 20. Just click on next. Hold on. So here, click on customize hardware. So it will show you like how much GB RAM you have given, the processors, how many you have given, CD, DVD support, it is nothing but ISO file, network adapter. Everyone remember this. Network adapter, going forward, we will talk about it. It is like some network connections. Like for example, for a laptop, we can connect with help of wire, internet, we can connect with help of Bluetooth, we can connect with help of Wi-Fi. So multiple options we have. Same way, network adapter is nothing but how you want to receive internet to the Parrot OS. Going forward, we will see how we can use that. But what you do is you have only 8 GB RAM, right? Make it 1 GB RAM. In the right side, you can use the cursor. Yeah, you can either type there 1024 or make this on 1 GB. Anything is fine. 1024. Yeah, click on close. Click on finish. Click on close. Okay, okay. Just click on double click. So double click in that mouse. Just hit enter. Try and install. Hit enter. So it will take some time and you will be getting the access to the Parrot OS automatically. So if you want to come out of the Parrot OS, you need to again double click. Mm. So right now you move the cursor, it will not move. So it will take some time. So this is a process of installing the Parrot OS or Kali Linux in the system. In this, so same process. There is nothing difficulty. All you need to provide is a proper settings, a proper configuration. You can give, if you are having more than 8, give 2 GB RAM. If you are having less than 8, go with 1 GB RAM. It is fine. Okay. So you remove the virtual box after the class. So come uninstall from the control panel. Delete that ISO files also. Do some system cleanup. Remove unnecessary files. Okay. So anyone is having virtual box, yeah, remove that. If it is working fine, I'm okay. I mean, you want to continue if everything is set up, but it's better to have a VMware. Only some of the complications is some attacks will not work. VirtualBox is an open source. It is like a VMware is a paid tool, so you will easily feel the differences. VMware will come up with latest options, but VirtualBox it's an open source. It is provided by Oracle. There will be a lot of complications to install and everything. As this is a paid tool, obviously it will be easy to use and easy to update. Okay, so but it will take some time, but installation will be done. So let me know if you all have any questions on this installation process, what we did right now. Online.
Hi, Pawan, this is Pramod.
So
If I have a 16 GB RAM, I should select the 2 GB RAM instead of 1 while installing.
yeah, that's the only yes.
Okay.
So if you have a 16 GB RAM, just provide 2 GB or 3 GB. Anything is fine. But Pareto is 2 GB is enough max to max.
What about Kali Linux? Same 2 GB?
Same. Don't install. Yeah, yeah, 2 GB. Don't install both again, everyone.
Okay.
Either install Kali or Parrot only. Uh, Kali give 3 GB. Kali will not work for you well. So once share the screen, join the meeting and share this. I'll show this option. So you can stop sharing both. It will take. Just double click somewhere or shift enter. Shift enter. You got shift enter. So sometimes to come out of that VMware, you should give Shift Enter. Okay, the cursor will be coming. So I'll show you, there will be one scenario where you will receive one of the pop-up. Actually in Prithvi's laptop, we did not receive that as maybe it all depending upon version he downloaded. So I'll show you one thing which one of the student is facing. Mhm. That is not. Chidna. Oh, sir. Yes, sir. Already installation double time, yes. About studio. తర్వాత చెప్పు. So actually, while installing, what's your name? ఒకసారి స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీసి నాకు పెట్టు. మీటింగ్ లో జాయిన్ అయినా? Okay, fine, fine. Screenshot. So in between, there will be actually for some people, you might receive an option to select the OS type. So actually, it's fine. I gave links in the direct link 16.4. Yeah. Download this. It will take some time. It will download. No, don't click anything. Download. It's close. It's close. It's close. Like this is another malware. This is different. So it will download. Please download it. Yeah, that one. Download security. Why? Pareto is when you are downloading, you are getting any error. No, no, this one, these for these things, no need to disable antivirus, anti-malware. Some play not required because they both are all are good tools only. You will be allowed. Even join, unable to join. Okay, so just let me find some screen. Yes. So what happens will. So here, if you see, so everyone, while in Prithvi's laptop, when he is installing, not only Prithvi, just no other student also, automatically it shows you here the Debian has been selected, like family of the operating system. It says if you receive like could not detect the operating system in the disk image, you need to specifically which operating system will be installed. So actually, right now it is able to automatically detect. That is what happened in the Prithvi and also one more installation. If not, you will receive this kind of screenshot. You will receive this kind of option. So here you need to select Linux and select the other Linux 5.x and later kernel. So this is the only, if it is not automatically getting detected. I see right now 2 to 3 people, it is automatically detected here saying that it belongs to Debian family, like Linux family. So automatically you click on next. But if you're unable to see, then just you will see this additional pop-up asking you to select the operating system. So which you need to select? You need to select you are installing the Linux. If you are installing Windows 10, select Microsoft Windows 10. So Linux, and in this other Linux. So make sure this is the only one thing to select and do it. Apart from that, everything is common. Like what we have seen is common.
Pawan, you are saying you can install Kali or Parrot OS.
Yeah.
Everything, both are fine. But what you are interested in means what you suggest, Kali or Parrot? Which one you are more interested on?
Parrot. Good.
Parrot. Okay.
Yeah. Good Parrot. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Nothing is wrong. So, okay, so this is a part of the virtualization installation. So if anyone is facing any issues during the installation, just ping me the screenshot in the WhatsApp so that I can guide you all, like where you are facing the, I can better understand where you are facing the challenge. So after the class, rewatch the recording and do step by step what I have been doing here. Okay. So, so now we'll jump into the class. So WhatsApp to my number. I'm already there in the WhatsApp. They have not added you WhatsApp group. I am just dropping the messages, right? Class notes and everything. Yeah, Krishna, it will be. So if anyone is not into the WhatsApp yet, please join there. So so any doubts with yesterday's what we have discussed is something related to the OSI layers. Especially we have seen how the 7 layers are important, and what type of tools we have. So what type of in 7 layers what we used to do. Will take some time. So in 7 layers, like what all activities are going to happen, and like yesterday we especially discussed about session, presentation, application layer. As I said, in every layer there is a possible cyber attacks can take place. Okay, that is something we have discussed. So there is something we need to discuss add on to this. So where we will be, we need to talk about something called, especially we need to talk about some of the components in the networking still, like we saw in which layer we'll have the IP address, in which layer we have the MAC address, how the things have been changed, like especially how the things have been changing when we are especially talking about the different types of IP address. So we have seen all those things. So today we will be seeing something related to the, we will be talking about the something called IP address. It is also called as Internet Protocol address. In which layer we have IP address? Network layer. B. So in network layer we have IP address. Who provides the IP address? ISP provides the IP address, like Airtel, Jio, Tata, Hathway, Act Fiber. Like they are like Verizon. They are the providers. So in network layer, what is the representation of data? Make sure you remember this. Packets, packets, packets. It should be on our like mouth every time the packets. I mean, like when I say packets, because we will be discussing a lot regarding packets and especially the bits. In the first layer, we have a bits, packets, frames, like segments, but packets will be the most discussed thing. So, like this is what we are aware of only these things. So we have two versions of what IP address. One is IPv4, IPv6. I thought when you go to the Google and type what is my IP, you all will receive actually in the top pop-up only. For me, it is not being coming up. So if I open any of the website, it is going to show me like I am receiving IPv4. This is my IP address. And who is providing me the IP address? Beam Telecom. City is Hyderabad. The region is Telangana and India. I can say 90%, 99% the accuracy will be country. So now I can also say UP. Some people will see like Vizag. Some people will see Warangal. Like, don't go with city. City might not be accurate. Okay, city will not be accurate, but country will be accurate. So very rare. So don't. But I can say like there is a chances sometimes you'll also see like Vizag or Chennai, Bangalore. It depends upon, but country will be accurate. So these details are provided by. This is what my connection right now I have been connected to. For you all, also you'll have IPv4. I mean the IP address whatever is being assigned. So this is my IP address which I have been receiving. So at the same time, right now the Beam Telecom is not providing the IPv6. So 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 just a minute. So some of you all will also see something called the IPv6. Okay. So V4 Internet Protocol version 4, Internet Protocol version 6. So this is the V6. This is how it looks like the version. But very rare in India, like Airtel and Jio are only providing IPv6. But you remaining all like in some areas, Verizon, Starlink is providing this. But just let me know one thing. In past 10 years, internet connectivity devices have been increased or decreased? Yes. Online internet connectivity devices have been increasing or decreasing in the past 10 years? Is it in a decreasing line or it is in a decreasing line? Like 10 years back, we used to have one device, maybe two devices in the home which connects to the internet. But today, we have smart TV, smart cameras, smartwatch, smartphones, laptops. So, like we have been increasing. Like in a home, we have like five elder people will have almost five smartphones, like some smart TV, maybe multiple. So, especially in order to meet the demand, we have this new version IPv6. Okay, it is still going to take time. I mean, the industry-wide acceptance has not yet come because it is compatibility with the devices also. There are a lot of compatibility issues also will be there. That is the reason we are still having only IPv4 from Beam, like telecom, Beam Telecom, like internet, Act 5. So we will see now what is IPv4 and what is the primary difference between IPv6, how we can differentiate between both. So IPv4, first we'll focus on. So this is called Internet Protocol version 4. Okay, it is called Internet Protocol version 4. And IPv4 is completely alphanumeric. Okay, just a minute. Just a minute. So it's completely alpha numeric. So IPv4, sorry, it's a numeric. It's not infinity, it's a finite. There will be some end for this IP address. It's not an infinity kind of number. So here, like for example, as I said, these two versions. So it's a numeric format. So the range is, it's a 32-bit address. So what do you mean by 32-bit? What do you mean by 32-bit? If you ask me this question, it is nothing but in the background, these numbers will be represented in the form of like this. Because what is a computer understandable language? Binary. So whatever we discuss, that will be converted into the binary in the background. So in the background, this is represented in the form of bits. That will be 32 bits address. And the range is 0 to 255. That means it cannot be greater than the 255. So the last IP address will be 255.255.255. So 255 will be the last number. So it's a finite. We call it as, it's not infinity. It's a finite. That's the reason I said today, in order to meet the demand, we have IPv6. Okay. So especially now this IPv4 is capable of connecting 4.3 billion devices. Okay. That means hardly with a combination of this, they will able to generate 4.3 billion IP addresses. Okay. So it's a limited IP address. And also one more thing is IPv4 has no inbuilt security. No inbuilt security for IPv4. So these are something try to remember for IPv4. Okay. So when it comes to the, sorry, IPv4, it's also called as, I'll talk about it, classful IP address. Okay. When it comes to the IPv6, this is 128-bit address. This is 128-bit address, and it is a hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal format. So it is capable of connecting 0 to 9, A to F. I mean, here it is only numbers, but IPv6 has combination of numbers and alphabets. So remember that. So it's an alphanumeric, and IPv4, actually IPv4 is separated by dot. IPv6 is separated by colon. So 128-bit address and it's hexadecimal. The example is on the screen, but this is capable of connecting a very big number, 340 plus some unique decillion addresses. It's a very big number. So like it is very difficult to reach there also. So in order to meet the demand, today IPv6 is in place. Okay. And also IPv6, it's a practically unlimited, and it's also called as a, like it has a built-in security. Okay, it has a built-in security. We call it as IPsec. Remember, very, very important going forward. Like there are some attacks which will be automatically protected if you have an IPv6. So IPv6, the major difference is in IPv4, we have no inbuilt security, but IPv6 has IPsec. It's an inbuilt security. In IPv4, the company should take care of their own security. Minimum security, it's not completely secure, but there are some attacks which can be prevented from here. Then in IPv4, it is also called as classless IP address. So here it's called classful IP address. Here it is called classless addressing. So there will be no classes. So what do you mean by class? I will talk about it. But these are the primary differences between IPv4 and IPv6. IPv4 will look only with the number format. IPv6 will look in the combination of alphabets and numeric. So they are hexadecimal separated by this. Yeah, IPsec is an inbuilt security. So what is this classes? What is this classless? And what is this? If we talk about this, I'll show you some slides, then you'll better understand. So better you all look into it and explain me. So read this and let me know what did you understand. So they have divided into some 5 classes.
Yeah, it is showing for Windows. Okay, so I'm going with Windows. Right? Clear, sir? Right. So how to download VMware Workstation? That is a different story.
Can explain what do you understand from this slide?
We need to register with Broadcast. So there we need to get one account.
Okay, good.
From that account, we can download VMware Workstation.
Okay.
Yeah, I will show you that. Application.
Okay.
Already I have
E for research. Yeah.
Let me try to reinstall it.
So actually, yes, you might have seen good examples like government, universities, ISPs, home purpose. So what actually they thought is they want to divide IP addresses according to the business. Like they want to assign, okay, for universities, they want to assign one set of IP addresses. For big companies, they want to assign one set of IP addresses. For governments, they want to assign one set of IP addresses. For research purpose, they want to assign one set of IP addresses. But in IPv6, we have no that scope. In IPv6, these kind of categorization
this class
is not
for
there.
the first day.
Okay,
We are
it's only limited
I'm
to
going
to IPv4. So what
to,
happened is the reason like they have
understand
how
the
to identify
people
which.
who don't
So
know
total we
about
have 5 classes.
Windows system
So
and
class A,
like they need to
class
understand
B,
from the scratch,
class
right?
C, and class.
So
how to identify these classes means, see, in our when you are doing education or even in the quality thought or even in the universities when your classes, we used to divide. We used to have a rule numbers based on how rule numbers are divided based on alphabets. If it starts with A, you will be on the top. If it starts with Z, only they will take the first alphabet combination, second alphabet. That's it. Here also, in order to identify the classes, they will only consider first number. So to identify. So what they did is class A means any IP address starting with 1 to 126. Okay. So they are calling it as a class A IP address. So example is this. So 106 is in between 1 to 126. So if it starts with 121, 123, or if it starts with 101, 102, 98, 93, 85, 86, it is called as class A. Only, yes, only the first octet they will consider. They will not consider remaining. So you might ask me, sir, this is 222, then class A or class B. So in order to identify the class, only the starting number will be considered. So next comes class B. So in class B, any IP address starting with 128 to 191. Suppose if I take 1 86. Okay, this is called class B. Next comes class C. Anything starting with 192 to 223. So the example is 196. Okay. Class D. Anything starting with 224 to 239. Like example is 226. Okay. Then we have class E, 240 to 255. So example 246. So these are the 5 classes. See, remember here, only the starting number. The reason I did not change all this because you should not confuse. That's why I kept all same. No matter here is 330 or sorry 230 or 240 or 250. In order to identify the class, only starting number. So this is just maybe going forward, especially we are doing network penetration testing. See, when we are doing attacking, hacking, defense, we will identify computers with help of IP address only. That is the reason we are focusing to learn. See, if I want to protect today a person, we'll have a names. But in the company, if I want to hack a computer, if I want to protect a computer, if I want to make a defense better, all I will have is only IP address. Either it may be for a system, either it may be a server, either it may be for an application. Everyone will have IP address. So that's the reason we are learning this. So without IP address, there is no possibility to connect. So for every system, we'll have an IP address. So this is how the classes are divided. Only this, I don't want you to remember or mug up this, but you should understand in IPv4, we have something called classes. There are 5 classes. Classes are divided with only the first number. Okay. So any doubts here? Anyone has any doubts on the online? Anything you feel missing?
Yeah, 1 to 126. When we are checking, when we are saying, it is saying 128 to 129, and again starting with 192, and 224 to 239, and again it is starting with 240. But initially one is missing.
So initially 127 will be missing.
Yes, yes, yes.
So 127, we call it as a multiple names we have. 127, we call it as a loopback IP address. It is also called as a local host IP address. Okay. This is also, especially this IP address is useful for testing, or this IP address is useful for dummy connections. Okay. So what happens in this is, for example, you will buy a laptop. Okay. When you immediately buy a laptop, will you have an internet connection? No. What happens in the computers, there will be some applications, they will be only open if you have an IP address. Okay. So when you connect to the internet only, you will get the IP address. When you are not connected to internet, you will not get the IP address. In that scenario, what they have decided, every system in the globe, by default, they will have this IP address. This is like for every system, my system, your systems, your servers, your company laptops, we call it as a loopback IP address or local host IP address. It is useful for testing or dummy connections. No matter in the world how many systems we have, we will have this IP address. We call it as a loopback. That is the reason it is not classified in the classes. So suppose you will buy a smart TV. Immediately you connect, you will not have an internet connection, but you want to open some apps. So in that scenario, this dummy IP address will satisfy the condition. Okay, this is having some dummy IP address and it will be open. So it is called as a loopback IP address. Like they will say, like there is no, if I show you some, so they'll say like in this globe there is no like stay at, like these are the kind of an addresses they don't even exist like everywhere. See, there is no place like 127.0.0.1 because everyone will have this address. We can't identify to whom it belongs to. That's why we'll have like these kind of memes. So hackers, I know your address, but like I know it too, because 127 is something called as a loopback. This is like everyone public, but this is one like everyone will have this address. So there is no place like 127.0.0 because it's a kind of an IP address everyone will have. Okay, so that is something just to remember. We call it as a loopback IP address, or we call it as a just dummy IP address, which is required for today's internet connectivity. Okay, but when it comes to the IPv6, we have no such classifications, no classes. Okay, so this is something you need to remember. So sometimes in IPv6, you might able to see, you will be seeing like this. What does this mean? It is nothing but in between these all are zeros. So if you see like this, don't get panic or something confused. It is nothing but it is missing zeros. Okay, so that is something we have as a part of IPv4 and IPv6. So if you ask me, sir, who is behind all this technology, who is providing these IP addresses, like what is the person means, it is something called IANA. So the website called as IANA, so Internet Assigned Number Authority. So they are responsible for providing you the IP address, country specific, so location specific, so African region, Asian region, Canada region, Latin America, Europe region. So they are responsible for division of these IP addresses. Okay, so this is something related to IPs. So make sure today, yeah, I'll stop here. Zero is not considered. And zero, it does not start. IP starts from 1 only. Okay. So do research today